So for this morning, we'll be talking about our fourth machine experiment for microprocessor. So still you'll be working by pair. And for this machine experiment, we'll be talking about memory hierarchy design. So as part of the program specification, still we'll be using Verilog to design the memory hierarchy design. And for the second part, theory, so mag-search lang tayo all over the internet or mga references or journals na related sa memory hierarchy design. Then we could put dito sa theory part. For the part 3, ito na yung example ng Verilog code that I have provided for the memory hierarchy design. And then yung goal natin is of course to improve yung code na to, i-address natin yung some issues that you may encounter as you run this Verilog code in Xilinx ISE. So allow me to explain yung nakikita po natin na Verilog code. So as you can see, ang pangalan ng ating module ay Memory Hierarchy. And then we have 4 inputs. Yung mga inputs natin, meron tayong dalawa na naka-vector. Pag sinabing vector, more than 1 bit yan. Hindi siya scalar. So this is 8 bits for the memory address and then 8 bits for the write data. So obviously, yung write data, ito yung data na gusto nating isulat. And then the memory address, that will be the location kung saan i-store yung data na we are trying to write. At doon din natin kukunin yung data that we are trying to read. And then we have our control signals. So read enable and then write enable. So 1 bit lang po ito. So it will trigger whether magsusulat siya ng data dun sa memory address or magbabasa siya ng data from the memory address kapag naisulat na siya. And then, of course, reference to our write data, meron din tayong output. Yung output natin, 8 bits din. So, this is for the read data. Ito naman yung na data na gusto nating ilabas sa console na nakasulat na sa memory address after we have written the data dito sa write underscore data na inputs. In this next part, this is the example memory implementation that could be random access memory for instance. So in this case, meron tayong sinet na register na 8 bits and then yung memory natin is from 0 to 255 or 256. And then, ito na yung important part ng code natin. So meron tayong always at and then yung ating sensitivity list. Ibig sabihin, ito yung signal na kapag nagbago, gagawin niya yung ating nasa loob na operation or statement. Sabi dito, post edge read enable or post edge write enable. Pansin nyo, ang ginamit natin dito, hindi na clock. Ang ginamit natin na magti-trigger every time down na yung value ng read enable ay 1, ito yon, or ang value ng write enable ay 1, gagawin niya to. Ibig sabihin, every time na yung user gusto niya magsulat ng data doon sa ating microprocessor or gusto niya magbasa ng data from the microprocessor, gagawin niya yung statement na to. Then meron ulit tayong begin and open and close curly braces. And then napaka-simple na if statement lang to. Ito kapag wala kang nakita dito na value, ibig sabihin yan, if the value of read enable is 1. Alright? Kapag ang value ng read enable ay 1, gagawin niya, magre-read siya ng data from the memory. Remember, yung ating memory address, ito yung nakaspecify dito as part of the input. Depende kung saan natin sinet na memory address, doon magbabasa yung ating data from the memory. Yung write enable naman po natin is from the data that we are trying to write, ilalagay na yung data to the memory address that we have specified in our test bench. Kasi nga, ang purpose nito magbasa, ang purpose nito magsulat. So, common yan sa microprocessor. We always try to write and to read data. Then we use enable signals. In this case, we have read enable and write enable, specific to the memory address that we are trying to control. Ito yung ating high-level design. So as you can see, meron lang naman tayong 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs and then 1 output na na-explain ko na kanina. Then kapag niran mo syempre yung ating code, when you double-click this one, meron ka pang makikita na low-level design. So proceed na tayo sa test bench. For the test bench, ganun lang ulit, di ba we have already the technique on how we could easily generate yung ating mga signals na kailangan nating instantiate reference to our main Verilog code. In the same case, ganun din. So, we have our memory address, write data, naka-register siya, along with our read enable and write enable. And then, iwawire naman natin yung read data po natin. Because remember, our read data is the output. And the rest, these are all inputs. Kaya kapag sa test bench, naka-register sila. Pero yung output that we are trying to check the results, kailangan naka-wire siya. And then, similarly, meron ulit tayong unit under test or the UUT for the module memory hierarchy. And then, yung ating naming convention, hindi naman nagbago. So, ang ibig sabihin lang uli nito, we're trying to get the data from the test bench going to the Verilog code, and for the output, we're trying to display the result based from the output produced from the Verilog code. And then, ito na yung ating initial begin. So, dito na natin ilalagay yung mga test cases, mga values that we are trying to put doon sa ating microprocessor. Etong nakikita nyo dito, may comment ako, this is write data to memory. We're trying to write the following doon sa ating memory. So, yung memory address natin, 8 bits yan. 8 bits, 0010101010. And then, gusto natin na isulat yung data na 8-bit 11001100 sa memory address that I have specified here. And then, sinet natin ang write enable ay 1. And then, yung read enable ay 0. So, ibig sabihin, ang gagawin niya dito ay magsusulat ng data dun sa memory. And then, after nun, we're trying to monitor the memory content. So, ito makikita natin sa $sign monitor or display. Makikita natin yan sa console whether ano yung naging value ng memory address at saka ng write data. Pareho silang naka-%B. Ibig sabihin, sila ay naka-binary. Then, after makapag-write ng data, ang sunod natin gagawin is read data from the memory. So, again, you have to specify the memory address should be the same. Kasi, di ba, yun yung gusto natin na basahin. Nonetheless, meron kang in-store dun sa memory address initially na kapag write ka na ng data, then babasahin mo siya. So, in this example, ang write enable ay 0, then read enable is 1 kasi we're trying to read data from the memory. After nun, i-display din natin sa console to check the value of the memory address and the value of the read data na binasa natin from the specified memory address. And then we end the simulation. Again, in some cases, yung $sign stop will not work. Depende yan sa simulator. So, pwede mo siyang i-comment na lang. Kasi sa Xilinx ISC naman, it will work even without the use of $sign stop. Then, end module. Ngayon, ito yung makikita mo initially when you run. Yan. Obviously, yung nakita natin dito, yung read data na 8 bits, nakikita mo, naka-don't care lang siya. Mga XXXXX. So, kailangan ayusin mo ito in such a way that initially yung value na hindi dapat don't care. Dapat ang value niya dapat lahat ay 0. And then, ito yung sa memory address natin na sinet. Tama naman siya. And then, ito yung write enable na sinet natin. And then, ito yung read enable na 1. Ibig sabihin, ito na yung babasahin niya na data supposedly dito from the memory address. So, kapag ang value ng read enable ay 1, dapat sa susunod na clock cycle, dapat meron ng value yung read data. Diba? The value of the read data should be the value of the data that we have written dun sa memory address. And then, ang write enable ay 0. So, yung proper sequence natin, dapat mapakita mo dito na initially, for example, after 1 microsecond, isinulat niyo yung data sa memory address. Then after another 1 microsecond, binasa naman niya yung data from the memory address. So, ang gagawin mo dito, gawa ka lang uli ng 10 test cases. So, different sets of values for the memory address and for the data that we are trying to write and read from the memory address. So, 10. And then, make sure na wala akong makikita na don't care. Lahat ng value, kung in-initialize mo siya, lahat naka-zero yan. And then nakikita natin for different clock cycle, yung changes ng value ng memory address, ng write data, at saka ng read data. Then of course, provide me the Verilog code, the test bench, the RTL schematic, the simulation results, and the conclusion. So yun lang po for the experiment number 4. So let's continue now for the pre-final project for us to be clear out kung ano yung mga bagay na kailangan natin gawin. For the pre-final project, yung task po natin is to modify the simple as possible tree computer. Yan. So, you're gonna propose to me kung anong gusto mong instructions na implement dun sa SAP3. So, to propose a modified SAP3 architecture, design its Verilog HDL model, and then simulate it in Xilinx ISE and verify its functionality through a set of test items. So, basically, etong part na to, ito namin ginagawa natin during our machine experimentations. Maybe your concern now is the simple as possible tree computer. Yan. So, it's going to be by group. So, you'll be working as a team. Yan. So, yung ating first task is you're gonna be deciding on the modifications to be implemented in the SAP3 architecture. Ang gagawin mo from the SAP3 detailed discussions and instructions that I have provided, pipili ka lang doon kung ano yung gusto mong i-modify, ano yung gusto mong dagdagan, ano yung gusto mong bawasan, ano yung gusto mong gawin. You're gonna determine the set of instructions and their corresponding sequences to accommodate the modifications. So, for example, pumili ka ng 10 instructions, may pinili ka na add, subtract, increment, decrement. So, apat na yon. Kailangan makasampu ka. Then, dapat ipakita mo sa akin yung sequence kung paano mo siya gagawin sa microprocessor. Example, ang unang gagawin niya, meron siyang dalawang inputs, input 1, input 2, then kukunin niya yung kanyang addition. Then after nun, ang next step mo, i-increment niya yung output ng addition. Then after nun, ang gagawin niya, isa-subtract niya yung originally obtained value ng sum at saka nung increment. Something like that. And then the rest is history. So magpiprepare ka ng detailed proposal to outline the modifications, instruction set, and sequences. Ito yung kailangan nyo lang gawin for next week. And then once okay na yan, that's the time na puproceed ka na sa pag-create ng specifications document. Dito, ang gagawin mo lang, ililist mo yung mga signals that you're trying to use for the SAP3 design and then i-describe mo yung signal. Similar to our experimentation kanina, di ba? Nung in-explain ko, meron tayong mga signals dito sa ating machine experiment. Yan. So yun, that refers to this one, memory address, write data, read enable, write enable, read data. Yun yung sinasabi ko doon na gagawan mo lang siya ng explanation. And then, you'll also be providing a comprehensive overview of the design. Explain mo naman yung gusto mong i-design, then yung functionality at saka features. Ano bang kayang gawin nung dine-design mo? And then, gawa ka ng mga diagrams, ng mga flow charts para ma-illustrate yung flow at saka yung control logic. Again, gagawin natin ito right after next week na nagawa na natin yung ating proposal. Kailangan ma-approve ko muna yung proposal. Then kapag approve na sa akin ng specifications document, that's the time that we're gonna create a Verilog code na. Based on the proposed modifications and specifications, gagawa ka ng Verilog code. Make sure na maganda yung structure, meron siyang mga comments, and then nag-adhere siya dun sa coding guidelines. After nun, kikreate tayo ng verification list to outline the functionalities and features to be tested. And then gagawa tayo ng mga test cases that covers various aspects of the modified SAP3 design such as instruction execution, data processing, and control. So basically, lahat ng items na we are trying to verify doon sa ating Verilog code, yun yung ililista mo dito. Then kapag nalista mo na siya, isi-simulate natin siya sa Xilinx ISE. Ibibigay mo yung screenshot ng simulation results to check kung yung nilista mo na verification list, lahat na check natin, na cover natin. So we'll run simulations based on the defined test cases so that we could validate the functionality of the modified SAP3 design. Then we analyze simulation results to identify and resolve any discrepancies or errors. So ito yung kailangan natin i-deliver again for next week, SAP 3 proposal document lang. The following week, we're gonna provide a specifications document. Once okay, gagawin mo na yung Verilog code, Verif list, and then simulation results. So ito yung evaluation criteria po natin. Of course, thoroughness and clarity of the modified SAP 3 proposal, completeness and accuracy of the specifications document, correctness and efficiency of the Verilog HDL model, adequacy and effectiveness of the verification list, and successful simulation and verification of the modified SAP redesign. Take note that collaboration, effective communication, and division of tasks within the group, kaya nga by group kayo so sana hindi isang tao yung gagawa. These are all essential para maging successful yung ating pre-final project. Regular progress updates and coordination meetings should be conducted within yourselves to ensure timely completion and quality of deliverables. Ngayon guys, available naman po kapag sinearch mo sa internet yung SAP 3. So, etong example na pinrovide ko, pwede ko rin kayong bigyan ng isang ebook na related to that. Pero I think enough naman yung binigay ko na simple discussions and instructions. So ito yung mga sinasabi ko. So we have here the list of the instructions, the mnemonic, and then the description. So this is for, you could use this one for Intel 8086 saka Intel 8088. Pag nag-assembly language na tayo, mako-cover din naman natin yung some of these parts. But for now, nagbe-verilog kasi tayo. So ito yung some of the instructions that you could use. We have no operation or the NOP, LDA for the load accumulator, ADA for the add contents of the specified memory address to the accumulator. We have the subtract, store the contents of the accumulator or the STA, output the contents out, jump to the specified memory address, JMP, parang looping to, halt to simply stop the execution, INP to input a value lang to the accumulator. Accumulator is parang register siya na storage ng data. JC, JNC, JC, JNC, JPE, JPO, lahat ito related ito sa control loop. And then CPI is comparing lang the accumulator with the immediate value. So ito yung some of the common mnemonics or instructions na pwede mong pagpilian at pwede mong i-modify or i-update. Para mas maintindihan mo, nag-provide din ako ng simple as possible 3 discussions. Ayan, in-explain dito yung SAP 3, which is a type of computer architecture that aims to simplify the design and functionality of the computers and emphasizes minimalism and efficiency and its components. The SAP 3 computer is basically an 8-bit microcomputer or microprocessor that is upward compatible with the 8085 microprocessor. And then, ito yung some of the programming model that we could use. We have the program counter, CPU registers, ABC, additional registers, DEH and L, F register, stack pointer, and then ito na yung mga instructions na pwede mong pagpilian. Again, pwede kang magdagdag, pwede kang magbawas, pwede kang mag-modify ng available instructions sa SAP 3. So we have MOV or the move, MMI, or the move immediate. And then, ito yung proseso niya kung paano niya ginagawa. And then, ito yung sa MVI. Ito yung sa arithmetic instructions na common sa atin. Ito yung sa carry plug. Yan, ibig sabihin nun, di ba kapag nagki-carry ka, doon mo siya gagamitin yung carry flag. Then kapag meron kang kailangan i-borrow for the subtract operation, meron din siyang instruction for that. Yan. So, STC, CMC, ayan, add, subtract, SBB, increment, yung binanggit ko kanina, decrement, rotate all left, rotate all right, rotate left with carry, rotate right with carry, multiply and divide by 2. Logic instructions, I guess this one is common to you. Yung mga AND or XOR. Compare, ayan. Arithmetic and logic immediates, jump instructions for the loops, extended register instructions. So you don't need to memorize all of this stuff. Hindi mo rin kailangan na i-implement lahat. Sabi ko nga, pili ka lang at least 10 from this. And then, kapag nakapili ka na, gawan mo siya ng proposal. Eto, gawin mo tong step number 1. Then once done, prepare a simple PowerPoint slides and then upload sa ating classwork. So for now, I'll stop the recording and entertain some questions if any.